Some Christmases feel joyful right away, and some Christmases take work. If you're parenting this season, especially through change, this episode is for you.
Hey, Steffi K got something to say. Talk that listens, clears the way. Truth on the mic, grounded in change. You sticking with that? Oh yeah, we sticking with that. Laugh it out, talk it through, we ain't looking back.
Some chats ain't easy, but we take it slow. Tough stuff, tackle now, watch us glow.
You sticking with that? Yeah, we sticking with that.
I'm Steffi K, and this is You Stickin With That, where we slow down, listen better, and talk through the everyday stuff that shapes how we show up. Today, we're talking about parenting through a different kind of Christmas, when things don't look the way you thought they would, but love still shows up anyway. And before we dive in, I want to share that there are some meaningful things coming soon. New merch, a devotional style project I've been building quietly, and an ebook about how I naturally lost 100 pounds. It's all unfolding, and you'll hear about it here first. Now, let's jump in. Most of us carry a picture of Christmas in our heads, don't we? Who would be there, what the morning would look like, how it would feel. And when that picture changes because of divorce, distance, new relationships, or just life, it can feel like something was taken from us. You can love the Christmas you're in and still miss the one you hoped for. As kids grow up, Christmas stretches. They're dating, they're married, they're navigating in-laws. Sometimes there's divorce on their side too. Suddenly, one holiday becomes 3 or 4. Many of us tend to normalize exhaustion, decision fatigue, and some just choose travel instead of choosing sides. When adult kids pull back, it's often about balance, not about love. We should encourage, ask, don't assume, celebrate presence, not timing, and let Christmas be flexible. Those are a few key ways that we can help ourselves and our children through the holidays. I am reminded of the movie that came out in 2008 called 4 Christmases, and it starred Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon. And the trailer starts off by saying, "Every year, Brad and Kate spend the holidays avoiding their families." And then for those of us who've seen the movie, what happens next is the airport shut down and then they're interviewed on the news. And so their families all see that. And so they end up going to 4 Christmases instead of the vacation that they had intended. How do we shape or reshape our Christmas so that our kids want to be home for the holidays? And what about when you don't have your kids on Christmas? This is one of the quietest kinds of grief. You wake up, the house is still, and the day feels heavier than you expected. What can you do? Well, what if you create one simple tradition? Think of what is something that you love. Maybe it's going for a walk. Maybe you could video call your children. We did that on Thanksgiving this year. I wasn't able to be with any of them, and so we did a video call with all of us at the same time. And that was amazing. You can donate your time. There's a lot of restaurants and places that serve meals for those less fortunate. That would be very inspiring. Definitely reach out. Don't spiral. I was talking to a friend at a Christmas party this last weekend, and she said there's a friend that's always alone every Christmas, and she gets many, many invites from friends to join, and she never joins. She just wants to be sad. And sometimes we want to be sad, but maybe this is the year that we take our friends up on that offer and we do something different and we change our feelings and we change our attitude and make some new memories. Not having your kids with you today doesn't erase the parent you are. And there's yet another category. What about when you have your kids, but you're grieving? Some parents have their kids and they still feel loss. The loss of the family you hoped would stay together. The loss of the promise you made in your heart. I have my own stickin' story to share, which is exactly this. My ex-husband and I have been divorced 2.5 years now already, but the last 2 Christmases, we still shared together with the kids. And this year's different. We're needing to divide and conquer. And my heart is very, very heavy on how to do that and still make it special for them with a little bit more running around. We're going to be in the same town. And so logistically, things make sense. And that gives us the freedom to go back and forth. And my children are adults. They're all in their 20s. So for those of you with smaller children, that's a completely different ball game. But one thing with my kids, once you have others that they're dating, maybe their parents are divorced. So pretty much they're doing 4 Christmases. And that's not anything that you saw coming. And it's okay to have all the feelings and have a good cry and mourn the loss of what you thought was going to be. But then it's time to pick yourself up and say, okay, what are we going to do now? How do we make this awesome? I know in our family, we're going to try to invent some new traditions. We've always played board games and done that type of thing, but we're going to try to kind of take it to the next level. And I want to share some possible ideas with you guys that may work in your family as well. Some of us may need to celebrate the weekend before or the weekend after. The most important thing is just your time together. You can create these amazing memories and pretend it's Christmas Eve, even if it is on the weekend. The kids are going to remember the time together, not the day that it was. If you think about when you were a child, do you remember if you celebrated on the exact day or not? You really don't. You just remember being with the people that you love, being with your family, or whoever it was that you grew up with. And maybe it's been a hot mess of a year, and you just don't have the money right now to do elaborate gifts. So we want to look at some new traditions that you can do, regardless of the age of your children. You could start a hot chocolate and popcorn night and call it Christmas Eve. Of course, you could watch a Christmas movie, either the Christmas movie or any, every year. Do the same one, read the same story every Christmas Eve. Traditions become the magic, not the money. You can let your kids help, whether it's preparing a meal or snacks, make cookies. There were a few years in there that I prepared the sugar cookies and the shapes, and then we either just decorated them or they helped actually with little cookie cutters and did that piece too. It just depends on the age. That's a really fun activity. You could make paper snowflakes. You could draw pictures for decorations and hang them up. You could wrap gifts for each other. Feeling needed builds confidence. Another low-cost item would be a coupons from you book that you could make yourself and put them together. Maybe a movie night of your choice, extra bedtime story, breakfast with mom or dad, a park day, a late bedtime pass. And kids love that stuff because it's all about time. You could go with memory gifts, which could consist of a framed photo, a great memory that you guys have, a handwritten letter telling them what you love about them, or a small notebook labeled Our Memories. These last forever. We can speak stability out loud. Say things like, we may not have everything, but we have each other. Or, you are safe, loved, and deeply wanted. Another one is, this is our Christmas, and it's enough. Kids feel what you believe more than what you buy. Keep comparisons out of the house. You don't want to be comparing your Christmas to the other side of the family, anything you're doing compared to what another parent is doing. Keep it as positive as you possibly can. Avoid saying, I wish I could give you more, or other kids have more. Instead, we say, every family does Christmas differently, and ours is special. And remember, it's okay to use community help. There's no shame. This is strength. Many places offer the toy drives, church giveaways. There's school or city programs in a lot of communities. There's also Facebook. You can look on those too to see what programs they have at Christmas time. Accepting helps teach kids community, not lack. Can make it joyful and not perfect. Music is a big deal, in my opinion. You can play some good Christmas music, some upbeat, some dance Christmas music in the back. Maybe you're playing cards around a table or some other kind of board game. You can make it extra fun by having some really good music in the back. It lifts the mood. You can also start dancing as a family. That makes great memories in the kitchen too. And remember to be present. Your attention, laughter, and calm presence are what kids remember, not price tags. One last thing. Children raised by single parents often grow up stronger, more empathetic, and deeply appreciative because love was shown, not bought. An important reminder: your kids don't need you to fix the past. They need you steady in the present. We should also cover what not to do at Christmas. Speak badly about the other parent. Don't use guilt as connection. Don't overspend to numb pain. Don't force traditions that no longer fit. That one might be for me. Before you respond, pause for a second and ask, am I tired or triggered? Is this about now or then? And will what I'm about to say build connection or burn it? You don't have to say everything you feel to be honest. So with that in mind, I want to share a few stickin' stories. Stories that reflect what a lot of families are walking through this Christmas. The extra chair. This Christmas, Lily's mom set the table with one extra chair. She didn't explain it. She just placed it there, like it mattered. Since the divorce, Christmas had changed. Lily spent Christmas Eve with her dad and Christmas Day with her mom. The house felt quieter now. Not sad, just different. Christmas Day, Lily's dad dropped her off earlier than planned. He stood in the doorway longer than he needed to, unsure if he should leave right away. Her mom stepped aside. "Come in," she said gently. "Dinner's almost ready." They sat at the table, the three of them, not as a family pretending nothing had changed, but as parents choosing their child first. They talked about school and laughed at memories that didn't hurt anymore. The tension softened. The air felt lighter. Later, as Lily climbed into bed, she whispered, "That was my favorite part of Christmas." Her mom brushed her hair back. "Sometimes love looks different," she said, "but it doesn't disappear." The extra chair stayed at the table, not for what was missing, but for love that was still willing to show up. Christmas reminds us that our kids don't need perfection. They need peace. Sometimes that means setting aside our differences and pulling up an extra chair, because the memories they carry matter more than the tension we hold, if even for one day. The lights stayed on. The house was quiet. Too quiet for Christmas. Benji sat on the couch with the tree lights glowing softly, the presents still wrapped. None of them with his name on them. This year, the kids were with their mom. Christmas morning would come and go without the sound of paper ripping or feet running down the hallway. He almost turned the lights off. Instead, he left them on. He made pancakes anyway, flipping them just like the kids liked, even though no one was asking for extra syrup. He wrapped their stockings again, double-checking the tags, knowing the kids would open them tomorrow, even if it wasn't with him. That afternoon, his phone buzzed. A video call. 3 excited faces filled the screen. "Dad, look what Santa brought us." Benji smiled. The real kind. The kind that hurts a little. "I love you guys," he said. "Merry Christmas." After the call ended, he sat there for a moment, letting the quiet return. Then he whispered, "I still showed up." And somehow, that felt like enough. If you're listening and Christmas feels quiet this year, I see you. Showing up doesn't always mean being there in person. Sometimes it just means not giving up. Thing is, kids feel that effort even when it's quiet. That brings me to the next stickin' story, one told from a child's point of view. 2 Christmases. This year, I get 2 Christmases. One at Mom's house, one at Dad's. At first, I didn't like it. It felt weird packing my bag on Christmas, like I might forget something important. At Mom's, the tree is tall and the music is loud. At Dad's, the lights blink funny and the coffee smells too strong. He says that's how he knows it's morning. On Christmas morning, I wake up at Mom's. There are presents and hugs and everyone talking at once. Later, I grab my coat and my bag. When I get to Dad's, he's waiting by the door. He always says, There you are, like he's been holding his breath. We open presents again. He lets me go slow. He asks what my favorite one was and really listens to the answer. That night, when he tucks me in, I tell him, I like it here too. He smiles and says, I know. And I fall asleep thinking maybe Christmas didn't break after all. It just learned how to live in two places. Before we wrap up, a quick note. These first few episodes are just me in your earbuds, voice only, while we get everything launched. But trust me, we've got big plans in January. We're building towards full video episodes, bringing on some incredible guests, and creating space for you to help shape what we talk about. This show is going to grow with you and because of you. New episodes normally drop every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, so you can build it right into your week. And if you want to support what we're building, I just released a new song inspired by this podcast. You Stickin With That? It's on Spotify, and you can download it on iTunes. You can also find the podcast on all major social platforms. And if you want to stay in the loop with everything coming, make sure you subscribe at youstickinwiththat.com. And coming up next, we're talking about Christmas with family. All the personalities, all the history, and how to protect your peace, whether you're surrounded by people or spending the holiday on your own. That episode drops early on Tuesday the 23rd at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. And now, your Steffi K thought of the day. Whether you've been shuffling kids at Christmas for years, or this is your very first one, it's going to be okay. You're not alone. This season doesn't have to be perfect to be meaningful. And before you say something in anger, remember, God doesn't need our fingerprints on His blueprints. Sometimes, the bravest thing we can do is pause, trust, and let Him handle what we can't. There's always something to be grateful for, even if it's small, even if it's quiet. And if all else fails, when emotions start running high, take a breath, maybe take a walk, and definitely don't text back right away. So, look for the good, choose what brings peace, and when you're deciding how to show up, pause for a second and ask yourself, are you sticking with that? Yeah. Are you sure?